Uh, all right, so I think this is recording. Let's take a look at number 5. Um, they want us to answer these questions. The period is always 2 pi divided by the coefficient in front of x. 2 pi divided by 1 is 2 pi. The amplitude is always the multiplier in front of the sine or cosine. In this case, it's 1, and those are distances, and those are always positive values. The center line is always what you're adding or subtracting to the function. In this case, we haven't lifted the graph up or down. The center line is a line, needs to be written as an equation. It's a horizontal line, so it's always y equals, and in this case, y equals 0. So this minus 3 has an effect on the graph that it's a shift, a horizontal shift. It's bizarre in its behavior. Even though it says minus 3, you would actually add 3 to the x value, so it's a shift to the right of 3 units. Shifting to the right or to the left may affect where the graph intersects the center line and even where the max and mins are. So we know that if we replace this x minus 3 with pi over 2, that will be crossing be intersecting the center line. So I'm not going to get a decimal approximation. I'm just going to write it like this: pi over 2 plus 3. Now the next place that it intersects its center line, if we replace x minus 3 with 3 pi over 2. So if this were 3 pi over 2, or in other words, if x is this 3 pi over 2 plus 3, okay? And I've got it written right there, almost perfect. I just put it right there. Because now this is going to be, well, let's get a decimal approximation for it to show you that I might be above 2 pi. So let's take 3 pi divided by 2 plus 3. What do I get? Yeah, I'm bigger than 2 pi. So they wanted from 0 to 2 pi. So remember that the distance from here to here is half the unit. We just added pi. So if I would be at pi over 2 plus 3, and had I subtracted um, pi, what would it be? So let's write this one as the pi over 2 plus 3. And if I move to the left, because this shift was to the right, what will we be at? Pi over 2 minus pi, um, negative pi over 2 plus 3. Let's see what that pi over 2 is 1.5. This is negative 1.57 plus 3, so this is a positive value. It's bigger than 0. So these are the two values that I want because it shifted it to the right. These are the two places on 0 to 2 pi where it intersects the center line. This is going to be easier to just write it to describe the infinitely many ways that it intersects the center line, because we just write either one of these, say the pi over 2 plus 3, and we just add pi into it. Now, you'll see some people write these two terms next to each other, factor out a common pi, so let's do that. So let's write this term 3 first. Let's look at pi over 2 plus pi n, and let's recognize that people may factor out a pi and have 1/2 plus n, but I don't see where that's really going to get us anything. Sometimes you might be able to simplify this further. I don't see it necessarily here, so maybe I wasted your time in doing that. So sorry about that. So hey, this is the general. This describes infinitely many places that this graph intersects its center line. So I hope that helps.